Hey everybody, it's Carm here, back on a Monday afternoon. I felt like coming on and jumping in on this vinyl tag. I don't believe I've ever done one before, and in years past, if I'd ever got to the point where I was thinking about it, it was usually halfway through the year and felt a little bit late, so figured strike while the iron's hot, so to speak. And yeah, thought I'd jump in with my own response here. Admittedly, it would be a little bit incomplete because really couldn't answer all the questions, but got most of them. And I think it was started by Andrew, Tales from the Crate, I believe. And yeah, I'll just start right in with these 20 questions. First one is a discovery you made in 2020. Well, this is an artist that had been under my nose my whole life. Hadn't really come to appreciate her until this year, and it was through Shannon's wonderful series on her, ongoing series, which I really opened my eyes and ears to music of Joni Mitchell. And I don't think I've ever gotten into an artist this fast, to where I've collected them this fast, and just been really captivated by her music, and almost every album I'll hear, successive album, I've enjoyed more than the previous one. So didn't make too many trips to the record store or half-price books this year, but when I did, I would often find a Joni I didn't have, and I'll just grab it. And yeah, just her music just speaks to me in so many ways. The construction, the feel, her voice, really making her own music. I mean, something that's really singular, even when using more familiar forms. Just very distinctive, and really prescient for a lot of other styles and approaches of a wide variety of artists that came later on. But yeah, I could hardly do her justice. Although one of these days, maybe I'd maybe like to do a feature just giving my own take on her albums, if anyone's ever interested. But yeah, Joni Mitchell, yes, my discovery and really my artist of the year. And again, it's because of Shannon's series, so it's been wonderful. Second question is quarantine by. There's been a few things I've found, but I don't think I've shown this one before. Marcus Stockhausen, Far Into the Stars. It's kind of a chamber improv group. Nice mix of classical, jazz, kind of in between there. Yeah, trumpet, cello, piano, and drums. Compositions by Stockhausen, trumpet player. Beautiful stuff. Nice mixture of melodic, harmonic, and maybe a little bit abstract and experimental. Very nice. Third one is an album you want to find in 2021. Pauline Anna Strom, who I found out had just passed on in the middle of last month. She has an album coming out, I believe, in February, of all new music. The first in about 30 years, and the title escapes me right now. It has Angels in the title. That's supposed to come out in another month or so I'm really looking forward to that. Just finding out about that. Number 4, a box set. Harmonia. Half of we have Cluster, Rodelius and Mobius, along with Michael Rother from Neu, and a little bit of Brian Eno. I don't know if that comes through. And a transparent title there. This is, I think this is pretty much the whole discography here. It's like mini LPs. I always like this one, this cover. Kind of going through their output. Real nice live album here. Yeah, this is the one with Brian Eno, Tracks and Traces. Kind of documents. So yeah, I don't think I've shown this one before. I've done a box set video a while back. I absolutely love this cover. Love to have this as a poster. Yeah, I think that's Rodelius, Mobius, and Michael Rother. So yeah, I just love that. So yeah, a fun little set there. Next up, number 5, a concept album. There might be more obvious choices in the collection, but this one kept coming back to me. Fairmore? Jad Fair and R. Stevie Moore. I don't know if it was intended, but well, even beyond the titles, the lyrics for the most part are food and beverage related, and of some kind or another. So it seems to be the theme. Plus you have teeth here. So yeah, seems to be the concept there, whether intentional or not. Really fun album too. Was enjoying this a lot during the summer. Not sure if I'd shown this one before. So yeah, Fairmore, Jad Fair and R. Stevie Moore. And next up, an album where an artist, number 6, an album where an artist, band changed direction. Popol Vuh, Hosiana Mantra. It's the third album, I believe, from '72. Previously, it was mostly Florian Fricka, centered on his Moog synthesizer, whereas they went almost entirely acoustic from this album throughout most of the rest of the '70s. More ceremonial sounding, devotional, more traditional forms from around the world, not quite as experimental, and no longer electronic, at least for until later on in the '80s. So this is definitely a different direction, though still very beautiful and otherworldly. Popol Vuh, Hosiana Mantra. Next up, a white label promo. Not sure if this counts. It has a white label. Not sure if it's a promo or not. This is a Columbia compilation of experimental music from the '60s. So at the very least, it has a white label. Nice little sampler there. So yeah, there's that one. Number 8, a compilation album. It's one I've really enjoyed and been meaning to show it and talk about it for a while. Kankyo Ongaku, perhaps. Japanese experimental electronic ambient music of the 80s. CDs here. And yeah, really nice kind of overview and sampling of various Japanese artists of the time. People I've been listening to for a while, and really nice to see them kind of get featured here. Yeah, Hiroshi Yoshimura. Someone I'd been into for a while. Yeah, if you're interested in this, in getting to know this area of music of the time, I definitely recommend. It's also out on vinyl. Yeah, Kankyo Ongaku, the compilation album. Next up, number 9, an album that tells a story. This is something I remember buying with my brother. He's about 11 years younger than I am. Went to one of those all CD stores. I think it was Disco Round or Disco Mad or Disc something. Robert Schroeder, Time Waves. Remember buying this with him there. We were hanging out all day, going around town. It was one of those cold, crummy, rainy days. You know, great day to stay in and watch out the window. But we're out in the middle of it, just going from place to place. Went to a thrift store and just had a lot of fun. I was playing this in the car and he was making fun of it the whole time. It does have that kind of stereotypical 80s, you know, synth-based stuff. But yeah, just brings me back to that very day. Anytime I hear this, just being out in the rain and just kind of bumming around town. But yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah, Robert Schroeder, Time Waves. Number 10, an album that needs a vinyl pressing. We'd love to see this come out on vinyl and just about anything else on this label from Valley of the Sun. Mystic Memories, Robert Slapp, guitars and synthesizer. Yeah, all cassette label, at least to a certain point in the 80s. It's from 1983. We'd just love to see this 12 by 12. Just be nice for that cover, and I think it's only about 40 minutes, this album, so perfect length for an LP. So yeah, Mystic Memories among other Valley of the Suns. We'd like to see on LP one day. Number 11, a common album and an uncommon album. I don't know, common and uncommon, that's pretty relative in my own collection. It's all pretty common in my, in my consciousness. Pretty obvious choice here. Needs no introduction, naturally. And for the, I believe this is an uncommon album. At least I haven't really seen it heard or shown or talked about. Volk von Bauhaus by Tokashi Kokobo. I've showed this in the past. Another Japanese synthesist, who I think he might be represented on that compilation, 1985. One of the very few albums in my collection which I could say, honestly, I'd use the term grail. But this was definitely one, and I'd say it's fairly uncommon for the most part. Volk von Bauhaus. Number 12, an EP. Couldn't really find anything offhand or think of anything. This one, Chris Spheres, Interchords. I don't know if this is an EP so much, maybe more of a specialty album, but I'd say it's EP length. It takes cuts from his then current album, Desires of the Heart, and intersperses it with interview snippets where he's talking about the album and what inspires him and some of his working process. Really nice album. I think it's on, it's a Columbia. So yeah, it's about the closest thing I could think of offhand to an EP. And nice stuff. Number 13, a girl group. Trio Medieval. Folk songs. Can't really pronounce their names, but they're a Norwegian group. Singing traditional Norwegian folk songs, hymns. If you like a cappella music or choral music, would very much recommend this. Female voices. Been around for quite a while. Here on the ECM New series. Yeah, just beautiful harmonies. Yeah, I love this sort of thing. And on here there's a little bit of added percussion. I think there's a couple other albums where it's just voice. So, yeah. Not the only example I could think of offhand of a girl group in my collection. Trio Medieval. And number 14, an album cover you love. And I just pulled this out because I've been wanting to revisit it for a while. Yeah, I just love this one. Ancient Ships by Patrick Godfrey. It's a keyboardist. Piano, harpsichord, harmonium, marimba, bells, and voice. Yeah, I just love this. The character there, kind of whistling away. Yeah, it just has this really kind of sweet, whimsical, dreamy, atmospheric feel to it. Music is very much like this. And yeah, just love it. I might have featured this in an early Thursday video, but maybe I'll give it a little more. Definitely want to get further into it again. And the illustration is by Miro Malish. Yeah, Patrick Godfrey, Ancient Ships. Great cover I really enjoy. Number 15, an album you've listened to the most. Most likely it's this one. It's an album I've had for a long time in I think all three formats. Yanni's Reflection of Passion. They've had the cassette. A cassette was made for me by a friend of this album, and then I eventually got other copies later on. And yeah, just one that I've played quite a bit through the years. This is a compilation too of his 80s stuff. So yeah, many spins over the years. Number 16, an album you had to get an OG copy of. It's one I really couldn't answer because I don't know. It's not something that's ever been that important to me. With a lot of the stuff I like, I'm just happy to find a copy at all if I can. So yeah, that particular not that important to me if it's an original or not. Number 17, the last album you purchased. I just shown this in the last video. Another Flower. Robin Guthrie and Harold Budd. Just gorgeous. To me, if you like the Plateau of Mir by Harold Budd and Brian Eno, this is kind of like the guitar keyboard equivalent of it, in my opinion. Just brings me right back to it. It can be a very good companion piece. you know, right in between that and the Pearl. Yeah, just gorgeous. And yeah, it's the last album I picked up. Brand new. Number 18, an album they don't get. I'm not gonna say my whole collection here, but no, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of clueless about that sort of thing, so I really don't have my ear to the ground enough about that, so I couldn't really answer that. Number 19, a punk album, or the closest thing to it. Well, you know what a punk I am. I don't know if this would count, but The Last Exit, Colm. If not in the style of punk, what little I know of it, maybe in the feel and the overall tone. Kind of a kind of free jazz, improv, maybe even metal. Very loud, thrashy, clangorous, wild. You know, if you're in the right frame of mind, it's really some great stuff. Would have been something to see this group live, but yeah, it's about the closest I could think to it. Yeah, Last Exit, you know, super group of the time. And the final question, I don't think I could answer this either. Favorite 2020 reissue? I don't think I didn't pick up that many albums in 2020, and I think they were all pretty much newly recorded. But there might be some from the past. You know, I have to look around. But yeah, it's about all I have for that. So yeah, just wanted to come on and jump in on this. You know, so many people have done it, and look forward to catching up with some of your responses to it. So here's what's playing in the background. The Arc Trio. Among others, you have Jimmy Haslip, pictured in the middle there. He's the bassist from the Yellow Jackets, kind of similar to the group. Fun stuff. Some guests here. So yeah, it's my response to the vinyl tag. Finally, after years of not doing it. So hope you're all well. Thank you for watching. Again, looking forward to catching up with some of your responses. And till the next one. Peace, love, and joy.